Right away in the pandemic, we began to provide nonprofits with the things that they would need. So our first workshop that we did when we moved virtual was managing a remote team. And we know that there's so much important work that nonprofits do in the community that being able to provide them a way to continue to do that work in an effective way was going to really have an impact on how the community made it through that first part of the pandemic. So as the nonprofits began to respond to the needs of the community, everything from basic needs to childcare to housing, all of the things that really, especially our underserved communities, were being impacted in because of the pandemic, we continue to support the needs of the organizations. And those needs really were the same needs that were being put forth for the business community, but leaving out nonprofits. So with the funding and partnership from Long Beach Forward and the California Endowment, we were able to continue that advocacy work. They were one of the only funders we had that allowed us to do advocacy on behalf of nonprofits. And we really made the case, especially here in Long Beach, for organizations to have those same business supports and be considered in recovery because they were so critical to the community and to the community making it through. And so to this day, we continue to advocate for nonprofits to have access to resources, less barriers to funding and resources, especially coming out of the city or the county, and being able to do the work that they're doing. Nonprofits are really attuned to the needs of the community. Part of the advocacy and conversations we began having with our nonprofit partners was about utilizing organizations to do some of these things that the community needed, like rent relief, like basic needs provision, business supports. And because of the different communities here represented in Long Beach, having our cultural organizations that were really focused on the different populations in Long Beach, like the Cambodian community or the Black community, being able to help those organizations that were really connected to those communities to get the resources to the individual residents was important. And so one of those areas that we did advocate for was utilizing those organizations most connected to the communities impacted by COVID to be able to get them the things that they needed. The Long Beach community really has, embraced the nonprofits here, and nonprofits are really seen as a service provider. It would be great for the city and the county to continue to provide nonprofits with resources after the Recovery Act funding is complete, to continue to be that go-to provider of the things that the community needs, and also to be a way for them to hear what those needs are. We do want the community to know that nonprofits really have the best interests of the community in mind, and they understand those needs. So when people in the city or county or even other organizations are looking to provide services or meet the needs or advocate for community members, centering community in that work is something nonprofits do well, and they're a great resource to anyone looking to have that impact. And nonprofits also need support. So funding and donating to your nonprofit that's in the service area that you're passionate about, being a volunteer, being on their board, those are all ways that we can help provide support to the nonprofit.